Yeah, okay.
but it looks like I can draw. Did I draw?
Yep, you
I did
did.
draw.
You did it.
Okay, and then this is... Ah, okay. Cool. And then shapes. Alright, cool. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I guess... I don't know. I don't know if I'd be okay with... I'd be okay with you recording this, but I don't know if I'd want it published. It depends on what we covered. But I think it could be good to get in the habit of recording this stuff.
Yeah, that's
Um,
fine. At the end of each session, you can just tell me, like, if you're comfortable with me posting it or not.
yeah.
All right, sounds good.
But to give... Or, so I'm picturing you're going to record it with OBS like you normally do or something.
Yeah.
Then I'm picturing... Do you want to try to model the 30 minutes mirror session like on each of us, or do you want to kind of free form it, free flow the conversation?
So this is this is me giving you my mentorship right now. So this is what people would normally pay me for.
Okay.
The mirror sesh, that's what we scheduled to do on Saturday.
Gotcha.
So this is
All
really free form, back and forth between us. It's basically
Okay.
we're gonna talk about productivity, look at your productivity specifically. Like, the goal here is to basically heal your relationship with work and to have a more fulfilling and productive life that doesn't make you go insane, is kind of the goal.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be focusing on.
2 fingers. Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll just like brain dump and we'll see where that takes us.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have struggled with burnout. It wasn't even how much I worked, but I realized it was how do you say, the rewards, the thanks, the appreciation wasn't there. It just kind of, whether it's a group project or a job or something, it's just kind of like you're treated. I've been treated as expendable. I have also not picked jobs or projects that were really all that aligned. So there's a theme of like people pleasing, burnout. In my own personal life, it's been kind of this journey of like kind of being scattered. I kind of think of myself as either functionally or partially ADHD. Because I can focus. I do have some decent executive function, planning kind of stuff. So I don't know if I would be diagnosed with ADHD, but I definitely feel like there's a lot that I use that comes from that. So body doubling, calendars, reminders, creating systems have all been helpful. So there's kind of a lot to untangle as far as like what is my problem and what is my goal. But I think I have a similar thing that you do, which is I have so many projects and ideas, and I struggle to focus. But even that isn't quite true. It is true. Isn't quite relevant. That's not the word either. But it isn't the thing now. Like right now, it's like there's health issues, which I think are emotional in nature. But well, that's a complex can of worms. But just I guess without going into that, I would say what constraint that adds is just there's an element of, okay, two things. One is I need to be more careful, intentional and efficient with my time. So that, and also just starting. Feel free to interject because I'm kind of just like brain dumping without.
That's fine. I take notes for these, and so I'm
Okay.
just like collecting.
Okay, yeah, and you can tell me to slow down or repeat anything. So yeah, being more intentional, efficient with my time. I'm kind of also in a phase of like just exploring, but there's a lot of like fear and blocks in doing that. Like, I am a software developer, but to me, going on your definition of productivity, it's like I think there's a lot more that I want to do in terms of like art, expression, and that could mean. I mean, that kind of means trying out a lot of stuff. That could mean music, making stories, role playing, dance, craft stuff, 3D stuff. It's like I'm realizing that I'm not really in a hunker down phase, like monk mode or something. It's more. There's the men's academy. There's this community stuff, but it's really about exploring, socializing, expressing myself, as well as healing physically and emotionally and spiritually from a bunch of stuff. As far as like when I think of productivity or work systems, like a big struggle of mine is just being consistent. It's kind of boring to do the same thing day after day, but I'm not sure if that's like the real reason or the root. There may be something that, I don't know, this gets into like psychological territory, but I do wonder if I'm like self-sabotaging, because essentially I know that like I can find a balance, right? Like being consistent, having structure and grounded practices, systems, habits help me to live a whole life. Like meditating every day helps me process the emotions that come up in social situations, and the art and dance that I might do helps me get in touch with my emotions so I'm more effective at work, kind of thing. There's an interplay, but I have been paralyzed by fear and shame. I've isolated myself. I also think I struggle with like perfectionism. So there's this like I'll create a system. Like I made a systems to. I fall into the trap of over analyzing. That's not the word, but I do that too. Over structuring my systems. Like, oh, I'm going to do this habit, then that, and then this, and then that doesn't work, and then I try to do something way too lax, and that doesn't stick, and so it's this like struggle to find that golden mean, while also recognizing that it doesn't have to be perfect, or it can't be perfect on the first try.
Never. And that's...
I have that limiting belief that it has to be.
Yeah, and this is a mental model that I find helps a lot, is being like, because we have these things, right? Like we have these problems that we'll have, like perfectionism or fear or shame. you know, anything that you can think of where it's like there is a problem. And the way we think about it is like, oh, I have to get it just right. And I have to, like, that we think about it in terms of gray areas. And that's because a lot of things are in life. And typically, you know, thinking in extremes isn't helpful. But the way that helps, I find, like, a mental model is like when you're thinking about problems, it's like there's only two options. It's either the problem exists or the problem is solved. Like, that's it. And so extreme, like, dualistic thinking in that sense about problems or about how things that you don't like could be, I find that that's very helpful. Where it's like you can say something like, shame literally never helps. Never. Period. And that's basically a true statement. Like, if you think about it for a little bit, it's like shame basically just creates addictions. It's like a fuel for addiction, right? It always leads you, it comes full circle. It always leads back to itself. Same thing with fear. Like, fear is, I mean, obviously there's times where fear is helpful, but like in the modern world, in your day-to-day life, fear is almost never helpful, you know? So, or like perfectionism. It's like, what do I do? Do I make like something that's like really sloppy and like, let's just go? Or do I make something that's like really, really perfect and I put a lot of effort into it? And like, again, extreme thinking can be applied here where it's like, let's just make it green light go because that starts the momentum train. And it's like, yeah, it may not be good enough yet, but that's where the get back on the horse mindset comes, where it's like if you've seen that you've worked on something and it didn't work or never caught, then it's just a sign to try again, right? And even if you forget about it for months, if you see it again, it's like, oh, I can just, resistance tells us like there's no way you could just start doing that again. Like it's been so old, it didn't work. That's what resistance will say. Resistance will say it didn't work, but that's not true. It just didn't work at that iteration. So just try again, the same thing. And then after a few times of trying and it doesn't work and you gain no progress, then you know it doesn't work, right? So starting off with the bare minimum is completely okay. That's a version of extreme thinking that I would say is definitely helpful, is just get the absolute minimum in place and then see what happens from there. Because I know about the momentum as a principle, which I think you were at the symposium where we talked about momentum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So
being in different gears, yes.
Yeah.
I guess I have learned a lot, so it's actually helpful when you say that thought it didn't work is resistance, because it shuts down any action, really.
Mm-hmm.
And I would also say, like, kind of, it's, I don't mean it to be a egotistical thing, but like I'm like too smart, or my mind is too clever, maybe, or this resistance is really clever.
It is.
So it gets really sophisticated, where it's like it'll ask all kinds of questions, like, oh, but how many times should I try? And maybe I should be doing something else. And oh, but what is the like bare minimum? And like it's like a whole lot of arguing and overanalyzing to essentially avoid doing anything.
Yeah.
You know.
Analysis paralysis. Mm-hmm. That is one of the weapons that resistance has that he uses against people. I used to have this problem. And the way you beat it, honestly, is you need to just, it's the same thing, it's the same way that you beat all resistance. You just need to become more aware of it and learn how to catch it and say, oh, I'm in analysis paralysis. Like, my thinking is stopping me from doing. And the way that I want you to think about productivity is strategy is where the thinking needs to be happening, but strategy is an intentional choice. Strategy is like, I'm going to take 30 minutes to an hour to think about this problem and come up with a solution and start acting on it. Or I'm going to like go into a call with the other guys in the men's academy and we're going to like hash this out, right? That's what strategy is. Like you in your everyday life, just walking around thinking about things, that is not strategy. And so if at any point you feel like the thinking is stopping you from taking action, like the thinking is not helpful. The mindset you need to have is you want to take on the identity of a doer, like somebody who is on the move and in action. And you need to just have this sort of, and I guess I'll go over rebirth maxing real quick. So the thing about your identity, right, is it's basically a delusion. It's just this mental construct that you have that is fluid, that is entirely based on conclusions that you have drawn about yourself. But those conclusions led to the other types of conclusions. So you can think of it as like this net of basically entirely subjective things that you have chosen to believe about yourself. And it is fluid and it can be changed easily. And the way that you change it is by becoming aware of it and then just choosing to redefine it. And what actually works is telling yourself things out loud. Because when you speak to yourself, you know, you have all these different like disjointed parts of your brain. But you associate your voice with your identity, right? So when you, as a like disjointed meatball of like synapses, hear your own voice and you're saying, this is who I am, or this is who I'm becoming, then your brain takes that seriously. It's like, oh, he didn't just like think this and it was like internal, like along with all the nonsense that we feed him constantly. Like this is something that he actually chose to take action on and speak out verbally, and like he really means it, you know, because we typically mean the things that we say. And so saying things out loud like, I am a man of action, and like when you encounter resistance, when you encounter the thinking, just choosing to slay it, because remember, resistance is a fight. It's you versus resistance every day. You're in the ring with this guy every day, and every single day, all he is trying to do is basically keep you stuck, keep you not moving, and prevent you from living your dream life. He's already stolen all of your potential. All of the false belief systems that led to where you are in life right now were curated by resistance. So you need to just get angry at him, realize, oh crap, I'm in the middle of a fight, and like if I lose, this guy is going to steal from me, and I don't want him to. And so in that moment, you just identify, oh, this overthinking, this analysis paralysis, like this fear of like, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what the right thing to do is. You just have to get good at becoming aware of it, which there's nothing I can really tell you for that. Like that's just something that you kind of have to grow as a skill. You can make triggers, you can make questions in your SOPs, like parts of like self-evaluation systems, and we can talk about that later. But really, it just comes down to like, oh, that's resistance. So what am I going to do right now? I'm going to respond. I am a man of action. Like I'm not going to listen to you. I am a man of action, and I'm not going to let you rob me, and I'm just going to start doing something. And I'm going to do the bare minimum and watch where the momentum takes me. Because the momentum as a principle is much stronger than me as a human being. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, a few, but let me see. Yeah, okay. I can see it's actually helpful to have this like drawings history. So the I think that's how to phrase this. So I've been thinking a lot about containers and structure,
Hmm.
and yeah, I could rant here, or over explain. Let's see. Yeah, so it's kind of like what I said earlier. It's like I want to create structures, and I almost feel them as boundaries. I feel like this is kind of also related. But creating, yeah, it's like a boundary with yourself and with this resistance of saying, okay, this is not like all the time is not, no, how to say it?
When it lacks intentionality.
Dedicated. Yes, exactly. When we intend for this time to be when we strategize, it means that I am now free to just to be in the rest of the day.
Yes.
And I've heard this said, like, there's, I don't remember the words, but there's like two versions of you. There's the strategizer and there's the doer. And they are not the same person. The person who does is not the one who is strategizing. And so once you're aware of that and use that in your strategizing, you can then more effectively create plans that you will actually complete. And a big part of that, I think, has been that I have not been in a those two have not been in a relationship. They've not been communicating. It's just been like, oh, why are you so stupid? Like, kind of self-hate. Or
Which
like,
is
why
never
do I do
helpful.
this to myself? Which is never helpful.
Literally just never.
So I think that's something that gets lost. Like, okay, so here's an example. Okay, so I'm gonna pick a time to strategize every week, but then that time sometimes like this is a real example of this problem, because I've done this. So it's like okay, on Sunday at this time I'm gonna review and I'm gonna plan the next week. But like there's this tension where it's like, well, sometimes on that day and time I feel like crap. The doer is like, I'm exhausted from this, and sometimes it's real, sometimes it's excuses. But like I want to learn how to both honor my body, my needs, as well as do the things that I am committing to myself that I care about.
Yeah.
And this is an example of that, going back a little, the resistance saying, oh, it didn't work. And it's like, yep, it's like that happened like once or twice, and it's like, oh yeah, this isn't gonna work. So then I just stop doing any reviewing or planning or contemplating, and it's, well, that's not gonna lead me to my goals. When, like, as I'm thinking of it now, it's like, oh, well, okay, I mean, there's like things I could try. Like, for example, scheduling time with another person just naturally means that I'm way more likely to commit to it, even if I feel like shit. And now is a good example of that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing this even though if I were by myself, I wouldn't. I'd be on my phone watching YouTube. So this is already one thing that is helpful. Another would be like to just reschedule it, like to just put it on the calendar.
Yeah.
And there's more variations, but the idea is that. But please allow me to go meta for a second here.
Okay.
There's all this stuff that, and okay, I'm gonna add, I'm aware there's some perfectionism here, but I also think there's something real here.
Okay.
There's all these things that I'm learning, and I really am learning a lot. But I feel like I want a place, like to record all of this. And yet I also know that's a trap of like perfecting the system to be productive rather than being productive.
Yeah.
There's a balance there for sure. But the same pattern applies. It's like I tried one thing. I tried making it in kind of like a Notion thing, LogSeq, and
Nice.
it was kind of text, and it was cool. I actually like where I was going with it, but it, didn't stick. And there's lots of reasons for that, but one that I realize is like text is just not that compelling.
No.
Like, this is why I think people have like mood boards and posters and visuals.
May I jump in here? I want to tell you.
Yes, please.
I want to tell you. Yeah.
My bullshit.
No, you're good. You're good. I just want to tell you what works for me. This is a really simple system that gets the job done. It's like it's easy enough to stick with, but it's, I guess you could say like serious enough where it works. Is I will go to the dollar store and I will buy composition notebooks. And these composition notebooks, I have different ones that are labeled for different things. Like I have one for my self-eval, and I have one for studying this, and that those are their own things. But I have notebooks that are just labeled general, and I'll label them like General 1, General 2, General 3, and I'll literally just burn through them, where it's like, if I were in your position right now, getting mentorship in any ways. In fact, I'll say like I use this for the Men's Academy. Like when there is a symposium, I crack out this notebook and I just make a page and I write it in. And if it takes up the next page, that's fine. I write on the next page. If it takes up 3 pages, I let it take up 3 pages. And then I flip to the next page and I just write about the next thing where it's like, I want to be taking notes. And it's random. Like these notebooks are full of a bunch of random crap. But I know the kind of information that I put in them, where it's like I'm sitting down at a symposium, or I'm watching a YouTube video that I want to take notes on, or I'm just writing my thoughts out in a more like session style manner, So if I can remember something like that, I can go back to these notebooks and find them if I need to. And honestly, like the likelihood of you ever actually going back and reading them is almost nil. But writing them down helps, and having them so that you can find them if you need to, that does something to like calm down the inner monologue of resistance and like the worry, where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm like letting all this value slip away. It's like this, that, or the other. There's so many reasons why you might be adverse to it, right?
Yeah.
So
I
that
guess
works
like
for me.
I like that. There's definitely resistance that comes up, even though that's like a thing I have enjoyed doing. I guess the thing that I'm kind of getting at is kind of like what I feel I'm missing is like a daily ritual where I kind of reinstantiate, renew my intention, my identity, my goals, my everything.
I see. So you want to
Because
combat...
I feel like...
Go ahead.
Yeah? No, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. It sounds to me like you want to combat what I call... And I honestly have no idea why I call it this. It's just the word that came to mind and I've kept using it. Is like temporal flex. Or it's like the sandy nature of time. Where it's like, I commit to doing something. I wake up the next day and I forgot that I committed to doing something. I was interested in something for like a week straight, and then the next week I stop being interested in it and I forget about it. And so it's like your identity is constantly just like on this water slide to nowhere, right? And you kind of want to...
Yeah,
recalibrate and
it's
bring the
actually
old into
hilarious.
focus.
You say, did you say sands or something?
Yeah, like the sandy nature of time.
Yeah, I've gotten there's this astrology related system, and one of the things it told me as my main challenge is that I am oh shoot, I don't remember. Okay. It's like I'm trying to build my house on ever-shifting dunes, sand. Like these structures, I will always outgrow, outlive, out-evolve the structures I have in place, but that doesn't mean that like you shouldn't try.
Yeah.
Anyway, just that imagery has been floating around for like 2 years, and I've kind of realized that I'm like trying to build a house on yeah, the shifting sand, when like I should fucking like start off like that house is always going to crumble, but I could pick up a plank and start surfing. I could build a ship and start sailing.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't mean I can't have structure. It just means it needs to be adaptable
With you.
and with me and the environment. Like I may need uh some other, I don't know, to use the analogy. I need a sailboat in one situation, I need a dune buggy in another. Like, but I am free to hop between these vessels. Anyway, but to make that more concrete, it's like I want like a poster, a mantra, a vow, songs, like some kind of ritual to be like, okay, this is who I am right now. This is what I'm doing. It takes like 5 to 15 minutes, and it helps like recenter myself. Um,
I have something even better to offer you.
okay.
So, what you described is actually how systems are supposed to work. It's how they're supposed to feel.
Yeah.
The reason, but we've just, we've associated rigidity, and we have these like negative things in our mind floating around about rigidity because of the rigidity of our world, and the world sucks, right? But it's not supposed to be that way. And if you're designing it for yourself, you absolutely can design it in a way that you enjoy. In fact, you'll probably design it in a way that you enjoy and nobody else does. And that's perfect. That's perfect. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so going back,
I just a quick thing here. As a kid and even now, I enjoy the fuck out of like tinkering with my systems and the rules and the all this stuff. So it's like, it's not even a curse. It's like I fucking enjoy it. So
yeah, dude, no,
it's what I want.
Yeah, it's fun.
I want to surf.
It's really fun. So like the mindset that I want to like recalibrate you to, we've already talked about it twice now, but like once again, like let's just keep reiterating it until it sticks. Is the lobby and the portals, right? You can think of each system as like a portal where it's like you're going into a domain, you're doing work in a specific area, right? Like you have a specific task that you want to be reoccurring, or you're working in a specific area and you want that work to be done, right? And you want it to be consistent even if your environment's changing, right? Well, if these systems exist, as SOPs like checklists, or as like honestly, I would say like the checklist is so overpowered. For any system you create, you want to make an SOP, you want to make a checklist or a flow chart. That just needs to happen. But you can, tying this into another thing you said, where it's like you want something to remind you of who you are. You can either have this digitally, in your environment that you click with every single time. Like imagine it so like one portal leads to like this staging area for the dungeons, where it's like you're in the lobby, but then you take a portal to the portal room, and that's like your productivity dashboard, right? Where it's like you have this routine where if you sit down at your computer and you open up, let's say you open up Firefox and you have Notion set as the home page, and it's like it takes you to your personal Notion, or you have it so that AppFlowy starts up when you launch your computer. Then from here, it's like you have all these SOPs that you could use, or you could also have them physically. Like a lot of my checklists, a lot of my SOPs are physical. I had one by my bread machine that basically told me how to make bread perfectly every single time. Just sitting there, right there, up on the cupboard. So, like, that's would be one of these portals. It's like a consistent task that I need to do regularly. It's like make bread. And so that made it extremely easy. That made it so that a habit could easily form of me making bread at the same time weekly, right? And like that's not that rigid, because what happens if I have to move? Oh, I just unplug the bread machine, I take the piece of paper down and like tape it to the bread machine, and then like I move to the new place. Maybe I'm like staying at a hotel or something, and for whatever reason I need to make bread, you know? Like I'll come to the hotel, I'll have all the supplies that the SOP told me I need to make bread, and then I'll like plug it into the wall at the hotel and like make bread at the hotel. And like there's nothing stopping me. You know? Like I could just pack it up and move it with me. And digitally, anything that's digital is inherently like it can evolve with you, where it's like, oh, maybe I don't like using this system anymore. Maybe I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind about systems before, where it's like, you know what? This was really helpful, but now I've come up with something even better. And so what do? You just evolve. You just create the new thing and replace it. Like just swap it out in its place. You know, delete the old note, add the new note. That's it. You know? So it's like these things like
there's a bit of like I guess it's shame in doing that. And actually yesterday's thing with my family actually revealed this. Like I basically I've realized that I've been ruled by shame in many ways. And a big one is that I can't play with the rules, these systems. It's like I once they're set, like it's gonna become a battle or an impossibility to change them, even for myself. It's like I've failed, and I think I'm improving, healing, letting go of that. But I think that was a major component of it. It's like, yeah.
No. Like you need to just be okay with. It sounds to me like you live in a world.
It's because it comes back to people pleasing. I wanted to do what other people want and expect, and I want to avoid disagreements. And it's like, well,
can I give you some
somewhat
advice?
Understandable. Yes. Let me finish the sentence.
Okay.
It's understandable when other people are involved, but I've gotten fucked. I've gotten trapped by it in my own world. Like I can't even change my own shit when I'm the only user. So it's insane. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and this applies to other people and you, and so it's like when you need a response to that in your mind, just understand that people are wildly delusional. Like literally every last one of us. We're all wildly delusional, and we all have opinions that we think are the truth, and we want to just like double down and reiterate on them, including your family. And so, I believe in respecting your family. Absolutely. I believe in, doing what your parents tell you, like they gave you life. At the same time, whenever you have the option and you know that there's a better way to do something than what they are saying, then by all means, like just do that. And you need to, it sounds to me like, I mean, the core issue there, it sounds like there's two things. Like, one is you believe that the way that they are going to do it is going to work, or it's like, oh, I feel ashamed because they're saying this works. But if it doesn't work for you in practice, then it doesn't work. And like, it doesn't matter why. It has nothing. In fact, it has nothing to do with you, because productivity is a completely personal thing. Work is a personal thing. There are always a million different ways to get the job done. And one of them is going to be your way, right? And there may be a better way, but one of them is going to be your way. And what matters is that it gets done, not that you're doing it the perfect way. Or, I mean, you could try and optimize for the perfect way, but every single time you just need the minimum viable product first, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, well, I'm realizing like I am really good at and enjoy the process of discovering and building the core, that MVP. But it looks like, to some people who have more structured needs or whatever, like it looks like insane. Like I'm questioning things, throwing things out, reordering them, adding the other shit, and it's like they get freaked out. And it's like there were quite a few mistakes there, but it's like you don't have to look at me cook, like,
yeah,
or things can be communicated better so that we know what's going on. But when it comes to my own thing, yeah, it's like what you said just a little bit earlier, it sort of hit me. It's like, what am I doing here? I am ruthlessly pursuing the truth and the core me, like I'm trying to really express myself and myself, and so it's this like pursuit of truth, of love, of power, I guess,
yeah,
as well.
and that's fine.
And it's a fucking blast. Like, that's the thing that's
Yeah,
so upsetting,
yeah,
is
dude.
that I'm like not enjoying this other way of doing things. But when I even struggle to remember examples, but the feeling is like, hell yes. It's like,
Anthony,
this is why I'm alive. So
what the process that you described, like ruthlessly, like making iterations, changing things, throwing things out, freaking other people out, like what you just described is the process of artist. It's the process of genius. That's what genius looks like. And it does freak people out, and they don't like it because it makes them insecure.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who are like that are kind of inherently disorderly. Like, we have to create the systems in order to get the results that we want, because we ourselves internally are not structured enough. And that kind of creates that need to. It's like an overcompensation in a good way, right? And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Like, you just need to do things your way. It has to be your way if it's yours.
The tension and purpose. I agree with you, and thank you for pointing out. Yeah, that's actually very kind of you to say. Genius. But the tension I'm realizing is that I don't want to stop thinking about these other people. Like, there's like there's this chaos, right, of reality, or in the process, in the problem space I'm navigating, and I am sitting in the middle between these other people who think in a much more orderly way, and it is through my genius that I'm able to extract shapes, but it's a messy process. Like, I'm navigating through fog and chaos and all this stuff, and like the process to extract order, to build order from chaos, is very different from executing order. But I see myself as the translation, as the mediator, the medium, the something, like, because I can create great systems that account for other people's preference. Like, I'm just picturing some of my family or something, and it's like, I've come to know like how they think, and I'm able to then adapt how I communicate, what I think about, to help them have a more orderly and enjoyable life, or experience doing something.
Yeah.
So it's like I just lost track. I forgot to put up the boundary between me and them, and it's not even boundaries. Almost, it's like,
That makes sense.
it was a free-for-all. Like, I was like a merchant, right? I have a stall, and it's like I forgot to take forms, to ask for payment, to tell them to wait like a week. Like, there were no boundaries. It was just a free-for-all. Whereas now I'm learning, like, okay, I've got to set the right intention, the expectations. I have my process, but I will get your feedback. But I will do what's like actually needed and what I need. And yeah, so I just come back to this, like, this is what boundaries are. They're not, what's the word? Impermeable. They are actually permeable, but just the right amount.
Yes.
And evolving, I guess, as well, but adaptable. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love, like, the best place to be is, for me, like, in the middle.
Yeah.
Of order and chaos. Like, that's where the fun stuff is. It's not
Absolutely.
It's not in chaos, it's not in order. It's like dancing and translating and between them.
I agree. I really like the how'd I put it? The sort of framework of, like, everything behind you is orderly, but everything in front of you is like the wild frontier that you have to, like, tame.
Yeah.
Right?
Pioneer.
Yeah. And then if you ever get to the
Settler.
point, yeah, and then if you ever get to the point where everything is too orderly, just do something to break it. It's fun.
Right. Yeah.
Just make sure it's not resistance breaking it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it sounds to
Well,
me...
and that's tricky. I mean, even when I do that wrong, it actually all ends up serving me, which is kind of fun. I realize it's like, oh, this fuck up with this, the preparation for this van life is actually like, helping me confront some of these deeper shadows and shame I feel. And it's like, well, thank God that didn't work out, and I kind of sabotaged it, because actually I needed to. I needed that chaos to
just make
house.
sure you don't fall into the loop of, because I've went through this, and I know people like this, where this is something you want to avoid. This is another trap of resistance. He's got 1 million, and you're just think about it like you're playing Temple Run. Like, you got to keep dodging him, and if you dodge him for long enough, something great happens. But you can get to the point of realizing the value of suffering or the value of mistakes, and get to the point where you are basically picking mistakes and suffering when there's no need to. Right? So that's just a little red flag. But
Sounds advanced and tricky.
Yeah. But what I want to point you to again is, like, we talked about, you want a system where you basically remind yourself of who you are, correct?
Yeah, and I just wanted to use a set the frame for the analogy that I'm picturing, that lobby, as you described it, I really am seeing it like a ship. So it's like there are. I can take. Is it a ship? I don't know. It's some kind of.
Can I make it
mobile
badass?
structure. Yeah, it's spaceship. I don't even know.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
make it badass. Let's say that let's keep going with your like sandy dune ocean thing. Where let's say it's like let's say this game takes place in a sandy ocean world, and it's like a pirate game, and you're like the lobby is a ship where it's like you just get to mess around and do whatever you want. And then you have to like get on a little boat and like row over to the other ship where you're gonna kind of like pick a dungeon, and then you like enter a portal on that ship, and it takes you like out to the dunes, and you have this dinghy that you are building, and that's your system. And it's like you need to like navigate the sands with your dinghy, and you need to sort of be the captain of this ship, this system, because you're the driving force, right? And some tasks are flexible where it's like you need some executive, like we're gonna go here, now we're gonna do this, now we're gonna do this. System can't always account for everything, you know. And
Yeah.
you're like on this ship, and there's like other ships which are like the systems of the world that are battling you, and you're like trying to go to
Right,
gold,
yeah.
you know. So that I think that's a pretty cool way to think about it.
Yeah, I think what I'm missing is just that home base, that lobby, that ship that is mine, whether that's in my mind or room. Like it's like non-existent. So I forget that, oh, I'm on a dinghy fighting this dungeon, and it's like I'm like stuck there,
I have an idea.
if that makes sense. Yeah.
You actually have a ship like this in your life, Anthony.
Mm.
It's the van. That's your lobby. Like you can go in there to chill out. Or I don't know if that's what you do, but that can be the place where it's like, this is my, I'm not working. I'm just like chilling and doing whatever the hell I want space.
Yeah, unfortunately, the situation has changed a bit, but
Hmm.
yes, I
But
something that has called to me has been to create it virtually. Oh, second, I need to draw.
yeah.
Um, um,
Well, hold on. Before you go
I
into
think
that,
there are ways to do that.
that sounds really
Yeah,
cool. But before you go into
it does
that,
sound like a lot. Though.
okay, it does sound like a lot as well. But also, I want you to understand, like, I was trying to make it a little bit more concrete because it sounded like that's what you wanted. But, like,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
understand that the lobby is just you doing naturally whatever you want to do. That's what the lobby is.
Mm,
And what that will naturally lead to sometimes is you choosing to go down a dungeon route, right? But the lobby is like socializing, hanging around, watching TV. Like that's what the lobby actually is, right?
mm.
It's like there's nothing necessarily.
It's like a innocent play or
Pretty much, it's like
um,
you're idling. You know, you're doing whatever you want,
rest play.
resting,
Yeah,
playing, you know, that sort of thing. The
wandering.
dungeons
Yeah.
that you need the systems for are like this arena that you step into, and you know,
Mm,
they're not always super hard, and they're not always super easy. They just come in all these different flavors and varieties, and it's like you have to pick one and have fun with it, right? And that's the way I would think about it, is have fun with it. Like you're designing a system, you're trying to design and tinker with this machine that leads you to success, where you are the input, the system is the process, and the output is you feeling better about your life. Like that's how you can think about it.
mhm,
So,
mm.
I mean, yeah, that's what it is.
So I'm hearing it's like a state of mind.
Mm-hmm.
the lobby
and an arena,
and arenas. Yeah.
where it's like, what I would say is like working on the men's academy. That might be like actually doing computer work for it, like calling the people. That would be like an arena that you want to make a system for. And the way you can think about it is like if you go into the arena, you know, which at first you have to have no system. Like that's kind of, you can make a very minimal one to start, right? But at first it's like a lot of people don't make systems and they just try and do, and that's like swinging the sword around wildly in the arena, like fighting the different enemies in the dungeon, and it's not really helpful. It's like, yeah, you're making progress, but like at what cost? You know, it's stressful. But then the system is like, you know your character and you know what buttons to push ahead of time. That's why it's overpowered. It's like, oh, when this enemy approaches, I just know to like completely ignore it and like shoot straight to the loot chest, you know? And so like,
Yeah.
you're not in this like fight or flight mode.
Yeah, there's that right balance of strategy and action.
But
I think I'd like to get concrete on what are ways to cultivate this lobby mindset to even build it physically.
Honestly, what you could do, like if I had, I'm gonna say this as if I had an unlimited budget, and then we'll downscale from there, okay? Because like,
yeah,
we'll make it creative, and then we'll take it to realism. So like, if I had an infinite budget, what I would do is I would make my room like however the hell I want, and then I would make my desk like and I know you said that you have not liked this before. I mean, we're different people though, so there's probably a way, there's probably a better word for it for you. In fact, maybe you're more like the Farmville type of productivity. Maybe that's more your alley. So like I would like make the desk.
Help me. Yeah.
I would make the desk feel like it's my battle station. It's like when I sit down at the desk, I am expecting to be doing XYZ. Or I would make it so that what I had before on my desk was a whiteboard, and I need to put it back up. I just haven't put it back since I've moved. But I had a whiteboard that would like sit up at an angle behind my keyboard, and it was like filled with random notes and stuff, and that always made my desk feel like a productive place. It's like, make it in your mind that your desk is the productivity place. It's the place where you step into an arena, and you just kind of have to train yourself for that. I would even.
Okay,
I'm kind
of liking some parts of that, or the intention. So, the practical or the version I could implement now would be kind of almost like have a cheap laptop, I don't know, I'm picturing cardboard, but like you said, some kind of whiteboard thing.
Yeah.
That essentially it's a pop-up workstation. So I could transform any desk. It's like a traveling shrine or something.
Perfect.
It's like, okay, well, when this whiteboard, this poster, and these shit, I'm blanking on the term, but not puppets. Anyway, little trinkets or whatever are around, I'm in this mode.
Yeah.
Work mode or whatever.
And you can make it much simpler. You can make it just
Yeah.
like, oh, when I use this laptop, I'm being productive, period. You know?
Yeah.
If you need to be like on the go and on the move.
True. Yeah, I guess like that's the, I mean, it's not a crazy dream, but that's like the step up from that. I will say that if I were to answer the what is my like unlimited budget wish fulfillment for this, it would actually be essentially a virtual reality space
Same.
where I have like, you know, I mean, it could be anything, and part of the point is that I could change it or have many, but picture like a tree house that's like kids next door treehouse, and it's just actually fuck yeah, that came out of nowhere, but that I love this. So it's, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Kids
yeah,
Next
yeah.
Door, the Cartoon Network. It's like it's the treehouse, and it's just like full of experiments and shit. But it's like, I don't know, picture Minecraft or any 3D game, and you just have a place where there's all kinds of pictures, activities, games, whatever. But then when you enter one of the chambers, the portals, you enter into this, I mean, it's kind of like, I'm picturing it as like sacred space, but they're all kind of sacred.
Yeah.
But maybe it's you're crossing into a mundane space. Anyway, there's a threshold, and there's dedicated spaces to like, well, now I'm working on this project, so I'm gonna be in the dojo overlooking a beach or something, like, and a sunset, and that puts me along with the rest of the environment in that context. And this would be, I mean, wish fulfillment would be virtual reality or augmented reality, but
Yeah.
that's kind of like the dream, because I feel like I'm not unique. So there's also this dharma element to this, where I feel like what we got to is this thing that I want to share with others, and
But you have to make it first.
yeah, so
And
I've
you-
been like,
And you need the minimum viable version of that in order to lead
Right.
into that.
yeah, to bootstrap, leapfrog to that. So kind of to make this actionable and realistic, I don't know what I can commit to this week, but I would like to say, like, I want to get a laptop, like a really cheap one,
Okay.
and have it. I'm not really. I'm gonna have to think about it, but I'm picturing a laptop. I'm picturing. Oh, I lost it. What were we talking about? What?
A workstation. Pop-up workstation.
Yeah, something around that, as well as like maybe dedicating time to. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna say, like, I feel like I want to try creating a visual. I don't like mood board, the name, but essentially that.
What if,
Pictures
or think the
that
minimum,
inspire.
I think the minimum viable version of what you're describing, like as a project, would be like getting a laptop, installing something that's really easy to use on it, like Debian, and then having like I don't know if, well, I'm gonna say this, you'd use a different program, but I'm gonna say like Hyperpaper, you know, or like Waypaper, and then just making a script where it's like you press a button and it changes the wallpaper into like whatever mode you're trying to go into.
Right.
That's probably, and then like having this computer be like the productivity computer. And that would probably be the minimum viable version of what you're thinking of. And that sounds pretty easy to make. I think that if you bought a computer and you took like the 30 minutes to an hour to set it up, and then you use your compartmentalizers, and hell, you could even hook that up with a script, you know? And then just, or you have like your different workspaces where it's like, I know every single time that workspace 1 is for this. And I know every single time that workspace 2 is for this. And then you like have the, like, there's ways to play with it. There's ways to make it better, you know? But just starting off with like the wallpaper switcher, I think that'd be OP.
Yeah, I've got ideas, and I'll probably do my own thing. But I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
your
a
thing,
very
dude.
easy way.
You need to do your thing. You need to get excited about it. That's how you're going to heal your relationship with work. Is when you realize that work is something that you can get excited about.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm already like feeling this heaviness of like, oh no, I have to do all this stuff, and it's like, well, wait, hold on, like,
It's your
where's the
art.
excitement?
It's your art. Like, play with it.
Yeah.
Have fun with it. Don't even do what I said. Do it your way.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. That's what I'd suggest. But we are at time now. So I mean, we can talk about whatever now if you want, but or we can part ways, up to you.
I'd actually enjoy, well, wrapping this up and talking about you and your stuff. So
Okay.
yeah, I really appreciate your willingness to dedicate the time to this, to even go along with some of my metaphors and play along with it.
Yeah, no.
And I enjoyed it. Thank you.
I freaking love, like, helping people enter into their element. And that's kind of how I want you to think about productivity. Like, I thought that productivity was this big, scary thing my whole life. And then I just found out, like, oh, it's actually not. It's my art. And it's just like, I get to enter into my element and go absolutely nuts. And it feels awesome. You know, like sitting down and entering a flow state every single time I like go to do a certain task feels fucking amazing. It's phenomenal. You know, like there's no feeling that beats it. And like tinkering and playing with the system that like gets me to the output as fast as possible while I'm in a flow state. It's like, I love it. It's so fun. It's so fun. So you just got to cultivate it. You can fall in love with anything. Passion is forged through enough positive experiences with something. We got to disconnect you from all of your old thinking about productivity and plug you into this new way of thinking where it's like, oh, I'm like the master of the ship and I get to like play with this however the hell I want. And it's like a game to see like how high I can get the output for as low of input as possible. It's fun as hell.
Yeah, it is. Hundreds of hours, thousands actually, of hours spent in games doing just that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's no different.
Fun.
So yeah, man. But what were you going to ask about? It sounded like you had something you wanted to say.
Oh, just earlier we were talking about your projects and helping you get some clarity. So
Yeah. I mean, we scheduled the mirror session. If you want to do that right now, we can. I suggest we do it later because we have it scheduled for 1. And then 2, like, I don't want to, like, information overload both of us. Like, I always learn whenever I do these calls with people every single time. And so, like, I need to let my RAM write to disk as well.
Okay, that's actually fair. I'm probably writing an emotional wave. So, yeah, okay. So we'll
All right.
see you Saturday, I think.
Awesome. Yeah, Saturday.
Do you have anything before that? Guess maybe Friday.
I just have the symposium. So.
Friday, Saturday. Yeah. Okay.
All right, man. I'll see you then.
I better see you at the men's circle. Come on.
Oh wait, is that tonight?
No, Friday.
Friday? Okay. I will attend the men's circle. I'm making it I'm like tattooing it on my heart. I'm going to the men's circle. I'm writing it down on my arm right now.
Alright. Good.
Okay. Go to men's circle. Alright, there we go. It's etched in.
Good.
Alright. Thank you, Anthony.
Alright. Thanks, Damien.
Oh, real quick.
Alright.
Are you okay with me uploading this?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Alright. Peace out, bro.
Alright. Bye.